This is a Limit Breaking News Update.
Hey everybody, it's Nero here, and I want to thank you for joining us for part 2 of episode 1 here on Limit Break Radio. Before we get right into the episode here, I want to take a brief moment to take a look at some of the more recent news going around in the FF14 community. Some details about the PlayStation 4 version of the game have been made public. The PS4 version of the game is tentatively slated for an April 2014 release with a February 22nd, 2014 beta. Of course, everyone who bought the PS3 versions of the game will get a PS4 version, and some video has been shown off using the remote play feature with the PS4 and the Vita. I think this is really exciting. I'm really looking forward to using the remote play feature to do some crafting and some gathering. No idea how it's going to work in battle, but it's a really exciting thing for them to be showing off right now. So Famitsu has put out a really interesting interview that outlines some of the things that are coming in patches 2.1 and 2.2, and there's this guy Reinhardt who does a lot of translating for the FF14 community. So real quick, I want to send a shout out to Reinhardt, which is where I picked up on a lot of this info from. So why don't we take a look? Extreme Mode Primal Loot and Crystal Tower Loot will have a 1-week lockout, and also you'll have to beat all 3 Extreme Mode Primals to loot 1 item. Aside from the eye-level 90 weapon reward, Primals will drop a chest that has high-level accessories. So the new Dungeon Pharaoh Sirius looks like it's going to be the hardest 4-player dungeon currently available, and dungeon XP is going to be increased by about 150% from base XP. On top of that, you can put random roulette bonuses plus rest bonuses, and effectively creating about 3 times more XP than currently comes out of dungeons right now. Taking a look at the treasure hunt event, when you open a chest, there is a trap that spawns mobs, and it can be soloed. However, grade 5 treasure hunts should have a party to win the fight. Additionally, gatherers will find the map, but only battle classes can open it since it spawns mobs. In patch 2.1, we'll be seeing the implementation of daily Beastmen quests, but currently at 2.1, we'll only be seeing 2 Beastmen tribes, with future tribes being added in future patches. Patch 2.2 promises to have about 1.5 times more of the story content than 2.1 does. Looking down the road, we're going to see some more primal battles, including Leviathan in 2.2, and down the line, Ramu and Shiva battles as well. PvP will have a ranking system, and currently at 2.1, the highest rank that you can achieve is 30. And every patch will have 2 hard mode dungeons and 1 completely new dungeon. Post-expansion, we'll have harder dungeons than Binding Coil. And the final note that we have from the Famitsu interview is that Final Fantasy XIV will one day make its way to Steam. We'll have our eye on part 2 of the live producer letter December 14th starting at 4 a.m. Pacific, and we'll give you any more updates on what you can expect in 2.1. Be on the lookout for a new episode of Limit Breaking News covering patch 2.1's notes, and part 3 of episode 1 due out Monday, December 16th. And now, here's part 2 of episode 1 of Limit Break Radio, A Radio Returns.
Live from Eorzean.
Limit Break.
With your hosts, Nero.
So for the love of God, woman, go make me a fresh batch of hurricanes.
Juxtaposition.
Remember the power, the regret, the confusion.
Ascalia.
Now behold the horror you have wrought.
LimitBreakRadio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the second part of the first episode of Limit Break Radio. I know that this is kind of getting a little bit weird, but we're cutting episodes into chunks and releasing them a week apart, so we can try to get a little bit more of a manageable length on these episodes. I am, of course, one of your hosts, Nero, and I'd like to thank you for joining us for the second part of this discussion. So there have been a couple of other big pieces of conversation to come out about the 2.1 patch. Most notably, the warrior buffs and this is going to totally be my favorite part of the show. The warrior buffs that are happening in 2.1. So why don't we talk about some of these, starting with the Marauder changes.
Juxta, I think we could probably just go get a drink or something. I think he's probably got this.
Yeah, it's not really important.
But, we were talking last time, warriors have gotten the shaft in terms of being able to tank, hold threat, being able to mitigate damage, all of these things. It seems like all of them are being addressed in 2.1. So this is definitely what I'm looking forward to.
Do you have any idea how many messages I've been sent saying along the lines of "fuck you, monk hater" and "fuck you, warrior hater"? I've got so many messages about that.
Yeah, you did slam monks on the last episode, didn't you?
Well, they deserved it.
Yeah, okay. So, starting with Brutal Swing, the recast timer for this will be reduced from 30 to 20 seconds, increasing the frequency in which players can stun foes. That's going to be good. Overpower is going to see an enmity boost, an enmity generation boost. That's great. I use Overpower a lot. Storm's Eye, the TP cost from that will be reduced from 70 to 60. Yay.
Hurrah.
Okay.
Storm's Path, again, we'll see a TP reduction from 90 to 60. That's pretty good. This skill will also reduce damage dealt by enemies for a short period of time. That's great. I can add it into my regular rotation instead of spamming the enmity generating combo all the time. Holmgang, this is the big one. I love this change. The range will be increased from 3 yalms to 6, making it more effective. The skill will now pull enemies towards your character. That's awesome. And when using this skill, a player's HP cannot be reduced lower than 1.
Oh, that's cool.
So we can't die for a short period of time. And the animation for the skill will be revised. And it just sort of looks like Scorpion doing a "get over here." Vengeance is going to be changed. The skill will also reduce damage by 30%, reduce damage taken by 30%. That's a great damage mitigation tool. Mercy Stroke, the recast time will be reduced from 60 to 40 seconds. Again, that's great for packs of mobs and wanting to have capped off HP at the end of mob packs. Thrill of Battle, effect duration will be extended from 10 to 20 seconds. That's great. That's the one that takes your overall HP and bumps it up a little bit. And then changes for warrior abilities. Defiance enmity generated by this skill will be increased, and the skill will also increase HP recovery via magic curing by 20%. This is basically the buff that warriors would get while Defiance was up and being under the effect of a tier 5 Wrath. So having this always be up, having that healing bonus be there, and always being present, that's great because we can use Wrath differently, more effectively, use it to cause damage instead of using it to mitigate damage. So under Wrath, the improved healing effect granted by Wrath will be removed. Instead, improved healing effect will be granted by Defiance. Again, great. Inner Beast is going to see some changes due to the overall balance changes. HP absorbed by damage dealt will be reduced from 300% to 100%, and damage taken will be reduced by 20% for 6 seconds. Another awesome damage mitigation tool. Steel Cyclone will generate increased enmity. Great, more enmity generation. And Unchained, the recast timer, will be reduced from 180 seconds to 120 seconds, improving the ease of use. All of this is super exciting. I really think that this will bring warriors on par with paladins, if not maybe in some instances outclass them.
Sounds awesome to me.
Yeah.
I'll have to make fun of someone else.
Mr. Paladin over there?
Yep.
Yeah.
I hope it makes warriors actually a viable tank, because paladins are getting kind of tired of having to pick up the slack in this game.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, Juxta gets on, his link pearl's going off on all hours of the day. Come tank this for me. Our warrior's here. We don't want him.
Just got this axe guy.
So those are some. I'm really looking forward to those changes. Great stuff. Finally, 2 tanks in the game.
Right?
That'll help.
Yeah. Thank God. I thought they were going to put in another 4 DPS, so we need 12, I think.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But, there was a time in 1.0 when Warrior was the best tank.
Yeah.
So, maybe we'll...
and Paladin was worthless.
Yeah, Paladin was worthless for a little while.
Yeah. Then again, so was 1.0, so... You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It boggles my mind whenever I see someone pining for the days of 1.0. Just blows my mind. I think the only reason that I've pined for 1.0 at all was that crafting classes were way easier and cheaper to level. That's
called trolling.
No, there are some people who legitimately were like, "Oh, dude, 1.0 is so much better."
Man,
I'm only playing this game because of chocobos.
Because
of chocobos. That's the voice they use too.
That's it.
That's the voice.
I can hear it.
I liked 1.0 because the zone seemed so much bigger and much more vast.
Because you played it, right? Because you spent a whole lot of time playing 1.0.
I played to level 9.
I made it to 19, so I wasn't far behind you. No, like the zones weren't bigger; they were just emptier, I think.
Yeah.
No, they were very much bigger.
Oh, okay.
There just wasn't anything in them.
Well, they were
bigger.
Well, yeah, they were bigger, and they weren't cut up by zone lines.
Right.
That's why they felt that much bigger. I don't think they are that much bigger. They just feel smaller because they're cut up by zone lines. So one of the other things that is changing, and we said that we would touch on this a little bit earlier in the show, the cap for myth tomes that you can get for acquiring level 90 gear is going to be raised. I want to say it's to 450. Yeah, 450. That's going to be a big deal. There's a big long post about progression in 14 and how things are going to change.
I think I know why I don't care about gear grinding right now.
Okay, I'd love an answer to this.
It's because I'm not...
Says that this is just as a little bit of a preamble to this. Says the guy who plays Pokemon and who got almost every piece of gear that I could name out of Abyssia and has played WoW for fucking nigh on a decade. So, okay, yes. Why don't you want to gear grind in 14?
Because I don't have an attachment to my job currently, or any job in 14.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Okay. Damn it, you took all the fucking wind.
Man, he just slid over here, slid a knife in between your ribs, and was just like, eat it.
Yeah.
And I agree. Like, I'm a Dragoon to the core, except it's like, ugh, this is not the Dragoon I grew up with. This is not my Dragoon. Where's my Wyvern? What the hell?
Yeah, but there is never the only time that you got a Wyvern was in 11. That was the only time a Dragoon has ever gotten a Wyvern. Kane didn't get a Wyvern.
Kane was a wuss. You know what would have made Kane awesome? A Wyvern.
None of the other 5. You didn't get a Wyvern in 5 when you.
Yeah, I want to be like Sid in 7. That's what my goal is.
There you go. So the only precedence that you have for that is in 11, and I don't even... What was the point of the Wyvern in 11? You could have not had it, and you would
Freya used dragon-esque attacks in 9.
Oh, God,
because she killed them and murdered them and drank their blood.
Well, I mean, that's,
and absorbed their powers.
You got to do what you got to do. I mean, have you seen 9's world? It was pretty cutthroat.
Yeah, and so you should have killed your Wyvern in 11 and taken its powers.
There you go.
If she'd had the chance, if Freya attacks or Freya strikes or whatever had happened in 11, I'm sure she would have killed my Wyvern and gotten healing breath and been sweet.
But I do agree with you, Juxta. Not a lack of a job that I have a real attachment to. It did affect, at least early on, it affected
I think this
how much
is why you're going, like, I might as well go level all these different roles.
I think you're right.
Because you're like, you don't have an identity right now. So
I know, I think you're right.
What I think that probably comes down to is the learning curve for your job is nothing like what it was in 11.
That's true.
You learn your job quickly, you can level it relatively quickly, and when you get there, you're just like, okay... You didn't have to go through those brutal hours of trying to learn to not suck.
Right. Well, and then there's this thing too that, you know, a lot of us who had legacy characters, we woke up day 1 level 50 and we had to relearn the game. There was still this progress that, you know, we had to readjust to the new rhythm. We had to adjust to the new party mechanics, the new hate mechanics, the new job balancing. So, you know, taking all of those things into account, I do think that if someone, let's say, if someone were to buy a pre-leveled character on 14, they would have a much easier time playing that pre-leveled character than they would on 11.
Oh, God.
I think if you know nothing about 11 and you walk in there with a pre-level character, you will fuck everything up. Whereas with 14, you'll just fuck maybe a quarter of them up.
Well, to be fair, in 11, I don't think you could actually get into anything to fuck anything up in the first place because you wouldn't know how to like move.
That's true. That's true. Why is my mouse not doing anything?
I can click and drag to look around. That doesn't make any sense.
The mouse was the most useless feature in that game.
It was.
And that made transitioning to 14 brutal.
It did. It so did.
My cousin's like, hey, you need to use the mouse. I'm like, my right hand doesn't work anymore. What?
What is this foreign object?
My right hand sits on the numpad, and it doesn't move.
That's right. Oh, man.
But you know what? That's actually become a really interesting life thing because now I can, like, I'm the only person I know, like, when I go to, like, work something who uses the numpad.
Yeah.
Like, how do you use the numpad? I'm like, how do you not use the numpad?
Right? Yeah, no, I find that I do that a lot. A lot of my job is entering numbers into a computer.
Right.
So, yeah. So, along with that, Yoshida outlined some additional paths for player progression that are going to be introduced in 2.1. And again, a lot of these we haven't talked about yet in terms of the live letter, just because they haven't talked about it yet. But there are going to be Beast Tribe quests where you can learn about Beast Tribes and daily quests and acquire tomestones. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, story quests where you can where the prize is tomestones. That is very appealing to me. Just to do anything else besides grind Wanderer's Palace to get tomestones. That is very appealing to me. Treasure hunts. Search for buried treasure with up to 4 players, obtaining crafting material, consumable items, and tomestones.
Chocobo hot and cold.
Yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope that it's better than that. I'm hoping maybe even for Kahlo's sake that you know the treasure hunts will be really fun. That way he can feel a little bit more like a treasure hunter.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah, probably not. Daily roulette, we sort of covered that one. The housing system, build and furnish a home with the aid of Eorzea's crafters and gatherers, and use your own skills to do the same. Doesn't seem like any myth tomes dropped out of that. Oh well.
Interior decoration, go.
AKA worthless. Nobody cares.
Yeah, a lot of people are going to be doing housing though. That's going to be a super big deal. So, Wolves Den, test your combat skills against fellow players, earning fame and fortune. I do think that is slated for 2.1.
Okay.
The way that this is written, it seems like all of this stuff is sort of slated for 2.1. Wolves Den, I think, is going to be in there. Crystal Tower, we went over that. Pharaoh Sirius, same thing. Hard mode dungeons. Aesthetician, keep your characters fresh by changing their appearance. That's coming in 2.1.
Plastic surgery, making its way into Eorzea.
Extreme primal battles and Good King Moogelmog. New main scenario quests. I think that's exciting. I gotta wonder where they're gonna pick that up, though. If you need, like coil access, or if you have to have beaten turn 5 to be able to get...
Or is it gonna be like something going on alongside coil?
Yeah.
That's what I would probably think. Like, hey, I know you're busy saving the world from Bahamut. It's important.
Right.
On the other hand, these people out in Costa del Sol need another meal. Maybe you could go hook them up.
My question is, where does the main scenario officially stop at the moment? Does it stop after you've cleared...
I think after turn 5.
Okay.
So I think main scenario does continue through turn 5. I believe
it does?
So.
Oh my god. I need to clear turn 5.
Yeah, I believe it does keep going because you start picking up with what's-his-face's sister.
Okay. All right.
She's like, hey, I know you were busy saving the world, but... Yeah.
Spoilers.
Please. You haven't beaten the game yet? Hurry up, noob.
I already beat the game.
Yeah, no, but it's just like, hey, I know you were busy saving the world, but you weren't saving the world from this other thing. And you're like, oh, well, cool. Glad I wasted my time.
Right. But because, I mean, when you think about the extreme mode primals, those are going to have to pick up somewhere. How are they going to justify sending us back to defeat primals for a third fucking time?
It was pretty flimsy on the hard modes, to be frank.
Yep. Oh, you got to do it again.
Oh yeah, since doing that, all the primals are back, and they're pissed off more this time.
Even more.
So now you're gonna be like, dude, you beat them last time, they were pissed. Now they're super pissed.
Right.
They're as pissed as you are that we're doing this shitty storyline over again. They're like that level of pissed. I'm like, you guys.
Yeah, recycle content if you really need to, but it's just like... It's
Yeah, it works so well for Abyssea.
It didn't, but that's okay. They think it did. I mean, and if they want to think that, that's fine. And there's going to be new side quests, so that's you can look forward to that in 2.1, as well as higher tombstone cap. So yeah, that's a thing. I don't know. A lot of people are talking about endgame progression and whether or not the way that they're doing it is good or justified. I think down the road, after maybe probably we've seen the first expansion, that the artificial caps on tombstones might go away.
Yeah. Eventually you'll see the patch note. There will no longer be a cap on tombstones. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, and it really what it's going to take is it's going to take gear that outclasses it and is a little less ubiquitous to be able to acquire. You know, because everyone gets the same amount of tombstones out of each run, so you know there's equal chance to be able to save up for the reward.
Right.
And I think that the way that you go back and kind of encourage competition, and that's really, I think, what sort of serves the end game of any MMO.
Competition.
Is competition, and the way that you do that is exclusive gear and rare gear.
Yeah.
That is difficult to acquire.
You've got to have things that are a status symbol.
Totally.
I am better than you because I own this piece of gear.
And I'll tell you what, Odin and Behemoth gear ain't gonna fucking do it.
No, does it look sweet?
It totally looks sweet.
Does anyone give a shit?
Nope. Not a single person. And really it's because it's not usable. I mean, you can make gear look as sweet as you want.
Yeah.
But if it's not usable and, you know, the vanity system, well, no, not even really, because the Odin suit is one piece.
Right.
You're not going to be able to get, you know, there are some things that I just don't understand why they do what they do. But whatever.
That's why they should pay us to develop the game.
No, I think that's an even worse idea.
I think Juxta at the helm could be legendary.
I like this idea.
Yeah. Juxta's like, no more Diremites. I want them gone.
No Diremites. More
minions.
More references to everything.
References to everything. Okay.
And more dancing Mithra or Mikote.
Dude, I'd be on board.
All right.
I'm on board.
Everyone welcome our new
new
Overlord Juxta.
We need the Ul'dah Red Light District.
You know, I think there was once upon a time a Ul'dah Red District, because if you remember the opening sequence of 1.0, if you started in Ul'dah, Thancred is shown as getting 2 pieces of ass in that opening cutscene.
That's true.
So there has to be a red light district somewhere in Ul'dah.
Or Thancred's just got game.
That's true.
No,
probably not, but it's like, look here, I'm a scion of the 7th Dawn. That's got to be worth something.
Who wears a mask on their shoulder? I mean, seriously.
He didn't at that point. Those are new. Those Aether masks.
Yeah, whatever the faces.
Yeah.
Those things are stupid. I don't like them.
Man, you do not want to go to Gridania. Freaking everyone wears those things.
So there were also some things about high-level crafting items that were addressed by Yoshida. I don't really want to read through all of these. Does anyone remember this? I don't quite remember what the point or the bottom line of this was. The TLDR version.
I'm pretty sure he's just like, yes, you will be able to craft sweet gear. No, you will not be able to craft gear better than what you can get out of dungeons.
Yeah,
that's kind of the gist.
I think so. I just put this link up here and copy and pasted it, and I don't think I even read any of this. But yeah, it looks like that's the gist of it. So yeah, and they're trying to alleviate RMT concerns and people exploiting the system and
the usual crap in MMOs.
Yeah. Monopolizing materials, over farming, market manipulation, increased spamming, stuff like that. They're trying to cut down on all of those things. That's normal. I mean, that's remarkably normal.
Rest assured, none of you will be allowed to make money anytime soon.
Right. Yeah. Keep hoarding that money, folks, because you're going to need it for housing. So the other big announcement, some would say that this is the biggest announcement from the live letter, is they have confirmed and solidified FanFest 2014.
Yes.
There's going to be one in Japan, in Europe, and North America. That, I think, is probably the most exciting announcement from the whole thing.
Which really says a lot.
It's going to be in October of 2014. So that means that it is going to be a very busy time of the year. October 2014 is going to be a very busy time of the year for Limit Break Radio, because we're going to
anniversary.
We'll have the 1 year anniversary of the relaunch. We'll have Extra Life, Umicon, and now FanFest, all falling in the same month.
Just take October off.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, if you have a job, quit. If you're in jail, break out. October is going to be big.
I am really concerned that FanFest and Umicon are going to
Umicon's going to be November.
No, it's going to be October 31st, because I looked. It's the weekend, so it'll be October 31st through November the 2nd.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if they fall in the same, which one do you like more? FanFest?
Yeah.
If you don't say FanFest, I'll fight you here and now.
I had a pretty good time at Umicon last year, or this year, rather. Yeah. I don't know,
well,
man.
So did I, but FanFest.
Yeah, but FanFest requires a significant portion of money.
Oh, well, yeah, guilt to enjoyment ratio, sure, but still, fucking FanFest.
I think the real question is Square Enix going to have an open bar again at FanFest? If they have an open bar, then I'll fucking walk there.
You won't remember it.
That's what recording is for.
True, fair enough.
I will walk there if I need to.
No, I think that FanFest is going to be in America. It is sweet.
Yes, totally.
It's something, I don't know, did you ever get to go to a FanFest?
Oh, yeah, I went to 2. I went to 07 and 08.
See, that's the difference between us. I've never been.
Oh, okay.
I would kill to go to FanFest.
So yeah, that's something to be looked forward to.
There will be Limit Break Radio plans.
Yes,
we can promise that.
Definitely is going to be Limit Break Radio plans. So yeah, we'll bring you more info as soon as we know any more info. As soon as we know the venue or the date. Something tells me that we're not going to know till September.
Yeah. It always seems to be kind of last minute with us.
I hate that. No, not with us. We're not even going to know where it is.
Oh, you mean the actual FanFest?
Oh, yeah.
We won't know.
Yeah.
Really?
No.
That
I don't
late,
think
you
we
think?
Oh, yeah. I don't know. No, maybe not. Maybe not. But I still.
So everyone write Square Enix and demand that Limit Break Radio is there.
Yes, make Square Enix pay for it.
That's right.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Well, you're the overlord of Square Enix. I mean, come on.
Yeah, make something
Hook
happen
us
here.
up.
Yeah.
Gil does not grow on trees, people.
Yeah, just out of code.
So I want to say that we'll definitely be out there. One of us will definitely be out there, if not more of us. I don't know, though. I don't know.
I think one of us will definitely try and at least make the trip.
Oh, for sure. And yeah, so FanFest, that's so exciting. I was not expecting that at all from the live letter. I was not expecting any news about FanFest.
No.
So yeah,
that seemed more like an April letter sort of thing. But no, pretty cool.
Yeah. So I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the 2013 Eorzean census. If you played Final Fantasy XI, you probably remember the Vanadillion census data that would come out every year.
You just couldn't help yourself, could you?
It sounds like some kind of fruit or vegetable or like a gourd.
A pickle? Vanadillion relish?
Ugh, that's gross. But there's some data breakdowns, whatever you want to call them. This was released last month, so it's a little bit dated, a little bit old. But since we're just sort of starting out the show, I thought that we would talk about it. So the maximum number of concurrent connections has been between August 24th and September 20th. 344,000 concurrent connections. Daily unique logins, they're getting 617,000, and total unique logins 1,080,000. That's a pretty healthy game, if you ask me, right there.
Yep.
I am very encouraged by those numbers. Completely blows 1.0 out of the water, starts to blow FF11 out of the water. So very encouraging stuff. Now, the question is, what's the long-term goal? You get a lot of people, this is the way that MMO launches work. You get a lot of people who are really interested in the first 6 months, which is why it's a good idea to keep supporting the end game content for those people who've invested in the game. But I don't know what the strategy is now. Are they going to try to continue boosting the population numbers? Because if you're going to do that, you've got to have tons of commercials. You've got to be, I don't really know effective ways to boost the population of an MMO, but you've got to be doing more than a fucking lightning crossover event and supporting.
Make it free to play? Or not free to play, but rather make the game free and then you pay just your subscription service. Do you look at that option?
Yeah, well, they did just
reduce the price.
They did do the massive price reduction, as we talked about at the top of the show, down to $14.99. I think that'll help.
Yep.
I think that'll help because you don't get a whole lot of return when your basic MMO software is out there for $40. I don't think. I mean, you will get everyone who is interested in that game day one, but for those people who are like, they're playing Guild Wars 2 and they're looking for that new thing.
Yeah.
Unless you've either got a free 30-day download or a very cheap client, you're not going to get any of those people.
Yeah.
And that's,
by the way, why is there not a free 30-day download?
I don't know.
Why do you not have that in this day and age?
That is shocking.
Yeah.
And why is it not on Steam? It needs to be on Steam.
Right.
That would be a really good way if FF14 was available in the current Steam sale.
Sure.
I think that would boost population numbers immensely.
Absolutely.
And
I'd
also,
another forum to get it.
Right. I'd also be really interested to see these numbers come out more often than once a year. I'd really be interested in seeing these numbers way more often because then I can gauge the health of the game.
Right. Yeah, once a month.
Yeah.
Last day of the month. Here's the census.
Totally agree. But there's also some other breakdowns in here. For example, the gender breakdown for Japanese players: 51% male, 49% female. Whereas for North American and European players, 60% male, 40% female. That's a really interesting breakdown.
Sexist bastards.
Well, because not every clearly this game is not made out of 40% female population.
No. Here's the difference: male Makote.
So that really begs the question, Ascalia. Why the fuck did you choose a female Makote?
Well, to be fair,
I really want. Okay, let's hear this. Let's hear it.
Oh, this isn't going to be a great one.
Yeah, here we go.
I picked a female Makote.
Okay.
Just so everyone knows, it's not going to be as good as my.
No, I'm not about to shank anyone here. So, in 11, played Mithra forever.
Right.
Made my 1.0 character, female Makote,
Okay.
looked completely different.
Right.
Made, when I got my first chance to change, I made a male. I turned her into a male Makote.
Okay.
And then for whatever reason, you got to do it twice.
They sent you. Yeah. Okay. So if you were, I think if you got early access
Right.
and there was a chance that your character data might have gotten fucked up.
Right.
They gave you one of those.
The bottle that you drink and you wake up as you're like, oh,
Right.
where'd my boobs go?
Right. And then the second one you got as a veterans reward.
Right.
Okay.
So I made it into a male Makote.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, I got bit by the nostalgia bug. I changed my character's name back to Ascalia, which is my name in 11.
All right.
Changed her back to a female, picked up Dragoon, and made her look like my 11 Mithra again, whereas she had purple hair at one point. I don't know. So I got bit by the nostalgia bug, and that's why I'm female again.
That's such a weird justification. No offense, man. That's so. I guess I get it. Let me just say this. It makes way more sense than, if I'm going to be looking at a character's butt, I want to be looking at a girl's butt, not a guy's butt. What am I, gay?
Is it weird that when I hear that justification, like, it almost feels incestuous to look at your own character's butt, like you should look at someone else's?
It totally does. Why are you objectifying your own character? That's weird. Isn't that supposed to be an extension of you?
Exactly. I feel like I'm trying to fuck myself.
Don't lie. Don't lie. It's because guys give you things, right?
Occasionally.
So you guys don't try to wink off to yourselves in the mirror.
You're a male. In the mirror.
Oh, okay.
I'm
That's a whole new thing.
Now we're into
I'm
a whole different weird
I'm
area.
a sexy beast, so I don't know what you guys are doing, but
It's getting late.
I scream my own name because yes,
Juxta.
me, yes. All right.
He's with his girlfriend. He calls out his own character's name. It's not even his name. It's his character's name. Juxta. Like, what?
Oh man. Yeah, that's such a weird. That always was such a weird justification.
Yeah, it was like for me. It was a nostalgia thing where it's like, you know what? I've been a female Mithra Dragoon for this long, and looking at my by the way,
and look at the gil that I get out of it. It's amazing,
dude. You can't replace that bank. Get it? You get into Gridania, you shake that thing. I can get a new crafting materia. Sweet.
You know. I saw a shout yesterday when I was running through Limsa, and it was simply whoring myself out for 10K, and I was like, that needs a little bit more information.
We do it for a lot less on Limit Break Radio.
What exactly are you whoring out here?
Obviously, a Nero sent to tell.
Which we will now play back for you.
By
the way, you're on Limit Break Radio. It's like, damn it.
Oh, dude, we should do that. We should
just like tell random people like crazy shit. But by the way, you're on Limit Break Radio.
Oh, or we could do phone scams. We could call people. And we're like, hey, yeah, we're from some guild delivery service. We've got some guild that we'd like to deliver for you, but we lost your character name. Can you just simply tell us your character name? And then when they tell us, we're like, you would have accepted free guild, you cheater! Fuck you!
Pardon me, but I'm
phone scams. Phone scams are ridiculously stupid and
I'm a Uldalan prince, and I need you to send me some money so that I can send you more money.
Right.
Oh god.
Oh dude.
Oh my god.
What's the most popular race?
So the most popular race, I have to get real nice and close because they made.
Get ready for a shocker on this one.
There's another female Mikote on the screen, so he's got to get real.
You get
nice
real close.
Real close. Real yeah.
Well, thank God there's not a male paladin on the screen, or you'd be getting real close.
It is. It is split 33% to 33% between Hure and Mikote for
Hure making a comeback.
That's for the Japanese players, but Escalia edging it out with the 1% here for English and European players. 34% Mikote. So that's just you. Just me.
It's me. I'm the tipping point right there.
33% Hure.
What are you talking about?
What? What do you mean?
Escalia. We're brothers. Well,
no, but
brother sister.
But it's only the 1%. You were part of the existing 33%, and Escalia was the one that tipped it over.
But I wasn't. I changed. He was always a Mithra. I'm the changer. I'm the 1%.
Better than being the 0.4%.
Poor Kyle.
He's gonna like punch me in the face over a joke no one else gets.
But it seems to be the breakdown is pretty similar between Japanese and the rest of the world. Roganin is obviously the lowest in there with 6% amongst Japanese and 7% amongst the rest of the world.
Good to see them picking up where Galka left off.
Yeah,
I was really worried they were going to drop the ball on that one.
Roganin. What kind of a name is that?
I still have a friend who pronounces it Rogaine to this day.
Rogaine.
Not quite, but...
So there's some race and clan distributions, but nobody really. I don't think anyone really cares about clans.
No one cares about clans.
I completely forgot about that till I made my retainer. I'm like, oh yeah, there's two different ones.
Yeah,
right.
That's right.
I still don't care.
That matters for retainers.
Has no impact on anything.
Right. I still find it funny like that. Like I had to pick a new retainer name when I swapped servers. And I'm like, who the hell else sees my retainer name?
Yeah, well, I don't understand why horse piss is an unacceptable name for a retainer. They made me change my name from horse piss. I don't like that.
It's because horse is a swear word in Eorzean.
Now, was it horse piss or whores piss?
No, horse piss.
Okay, see, that's the pronunciation is very important.
Yeah. I don't remember how I came up with that name, but it's an incredibly original name that I was just proud that people could browse the market words and see
horse piss.
Horse piss, yeah. Gotta have an attention-grabbing name.
Next time, try horse Piz with Z's.
I bought something from Giant Wanker the other night.
I bet he's Canadian.
Oh, that's good. So there's a level distribution chart. Obviously the highest bars will be at levels 1, 15, and 50.
Yep.
Although the bar, there are two graphs here, including and excluding legacy worlds, and the amount of people that are at 50, including the legacy worlds, is staggering. I mean, it's huge. So
further evidence.
So makes sense.
Further evidence that they should be focusing on endgame content.
Yeah, exactly.
They have the numbers to back it up.
Totally.
I don't want to hear excuses like, well, we didn't know where people were at. Yeah, you do.
Although, I will give them this. There are less legacy players than there are new subscribers. But the problem is that it takes almost no time and very little effort to get to 50.
Right.
I think that's really the problem, is that while I understand that there are people that from day one were grinding through mission quests to get to Binding Coil, but you do want to be able to support those players with something more than extreme modes.
Right.
I think that's a given. There's a lot more stats here that you can go over, and it gets into crafting and gathering and role distribution. I thought this was kind of interesting. Between levels 6 and 30, DPS has the highest portion of this graph. 57% of people chose DPS roles. The smallest being healer with 13 and 23% tank. That's again between levels 6 and 30. That distribution opens up just a little bit between 31 and 50, with 51% taking the DPS role. Healer sees a nice little boost there, up to 20%. Tank staying steady at 23%.
It's so ridiculous though, because it's like, okay, DPS take up half the people. It's half the jobs.
Right.
Half the jobs are DPS.
That's right.
But it's like, I swear to God, that healer bump is literally people getting fed up with not being able to find duties and just switching over to healer jobs.
Yeah.
To get through the duty.
Yeah. Like, no, I have to say, I really enjoy a tank role because I never have to wait for Duty Finder. It is always pretty much just ready to go.
I really enjoy having a tank and healer friend so that I never have to wait for a Duty Finder.
Lol.
What's the other?
I was just gonna fucking ask this. There are only 3 roles in this fucking game. What the hell is other, and how does it get 7 and 6% respectively?
Is other people who did not unlock an advanced job?
I do not understand that.
Crafting classes.
And gathering classes. Oh yeah, people who main gathering and crafting classes.
Why would they
Those freaks?
Why would they just not take it out of the distribution?
I don't know.
If you're comparing role distribution, why would you even include crafting and gathering in there?
Sometimes you just got to bring a blacksmith to coil. Okay.
That was the original concept for this game, that you would want to bring blacksmiths and weavers to fucking events.
I remember that. Where did that go?
It went the same way as the physical level, bro. That's the exact way that it went. And good riddance.
I miss it.
You do not. You would. Ass.
I would totally be.
You would go as blacksmith and actually DPS as it.
I would be a goldsmith and throw pebbles at Bahamut.
People would be like, "Fix this for me." And be like, "Bitch, I'm healing."
So yeah, that's some of the stat breakdowns. If you want to see more, we'll have a link to it at our website, limitbreakradio.com. We for the past last couple of weeks, we've had this crossover event, this Lightning Strikes crossover event.
It's awesome.
No, it's not.
It's wonderful.
It is not.
You get to dress up as 2 of the best characters.
2 of the worst characters. So did you do the event?
Hell yeah.
Escalion, did you do it? I don't care. I don't care.
I haven't really looked into it. I don't get what everyone's bitching about though. Like, why complain about a Lightning event? Have you looked back at the history of Lightning in Final Fantasy games? It's everywhere. It's back in Final Fantasy 1. Lightning was in Final Fantasy 1.
I don't think Lightning was in Final Fantasy 1.
I'm pretty sure Lightning was. It was still called Thunder, but whatever. It was in there. You could still use it, or maybe it was even Thunder at that time. Then like look at 10. You would have like Eorzean would have been boring without lightning. Like what the hell?
We're talking about the character Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. You know.
Oh, that's fucking stupid.
The main protagonist.
Oh
yeah.
You get to fight alongside her.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I didn't like fighting as her, let alone alongside her.
Well, I don't understand the point of the event. If it's supposed to be a crossover with Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, then why is the highest level fate that you need 45? If the incentive is, if the idea is that someone is interested in the game Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13, and they want to get the gear out of, is that what it's supposed to be? Is someone supposed to be interested in Lightning Returns and see this stuff in 14 and go, oh, I should really check this game out?
Do you know why we don't understand it? We're not Japanese.
No, see, it's... So they do the event now, they can't nearly get the high enough level, and then when it comes back, when Lightning Returns, they'll be like, oh wait, I can just get it later, and they'll keep playing. When does Lightning Returns come out anyway? Is it like another month away, so they have to pay a subscription?
No, this is the Lightning Returns event.
No, it's
Lightning Strikes.
Oh, Lightning Strikes.
Right.
Oh, okay. There is a Lightning Returns event?
I think you're talking about the actual game launching.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So they'll keep playing until the game comes out.
I'm pretty sure the game is already out.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
It's not?
No, because they keep saying that it's going to come back for when the game is actually released.
Right. Yeah, you're right.
See, it's brilliant marketing.
But like, wasn't like Lightning like the most popular Final Fantasy character ever in Japan? Isn't that why this is happening?
Is that real or sarcastic? I hope that's sarcastic.
I believe that's like actually. I believe Lightning is actually rated the most popular character ever in a Final Fantasy in Japan.
You have to be kidding me.
And like she's like famous over there.
You have to be kidding me.
Can you explain it another way?
No, I can't.
The
Can't
producer's
justify it any other way.
in love with her.
Could be. I don't know. But yeah, I believe I've heard that she is like the most popular character to ever be in a Final Fantasy game over there, and that's why there's been so many sequels and shit with 13. She
has so much depth of a character that is really depthful and unique.
Yeah, nothing like standing around like a golf club all the time. Just, whatever.
A golf club?
I don't know. I was going to do a Caddyshack reference and it just fell apart halfway through, and I'm like, never mind.
I don't think it even got halfway.
Maybe we'll just let it slide. I should have known better.
Stumbled off the line.
Callow's hearing this and like turning over, like, no, my God, no, I'm coming back. I cannot deal with this.
But it just, I don't know.
Okay, well, here's the good part. Can I just say,
it's almost over with?
No, you get to fight alongside Lightning. That's awesome. But after doing the event, you get to look like Lightning if you're a girl.
And you get to look like Snow if you're a guy, right?
I know! Oh, that's awesome!
That was not meant to be a good thing.
No, it's super cool. We need a hero.
The coolest part about this event was me stumbling across the Fate, seeing the enemy, and thinking, oh, good, I can test my macros out, and then leaving as soon as I realized what it was.
I don't want any rewards from this.
I'll have no part of this.
Keep your XP!
I will have no part of this.
Snow is cool. I get to look like him.
Yeah, you and a bunch of fucking other plebes. Why? Why do you want to look like Snow? Why is that an important thing?
Because he's awesome.
No, he's not. He was the worst part of that game.
And that's saying something.
Yeah, there was a lot of really bad parts of that game.
I think Hope was the worst part of that game.
Hope was painful.
Yeah,
Hope was
pretty bad.
Moms are tough.
Hope reminded me of Vaughn.
Yeah.
And when you get the special event weapons, the knuckles, they cock like a gun. They
I thought you were saying that they did something else.
No, they cock like a gun.
Adult themes.
Yeah. That they just cock.
And you get Lightning's sword and Fang's spear.
You know what? If I get Squall's gunblade, I'll be happy. But until that happens...
Who's Squall?
Oh, don't even start with me.
I bet he's not even as cool as Lightning is.
Oh my God.
So I just want to make mention. I really think, and this kind of goes into what we were saying earlier, I think people who play 14 have way more of an attachment to the jobs from the Final Fantasy series than they do any one character And if they do have an attachment to the character, it's because the character had a job that resonates with them.
And a lot of that, it becomes things of people. You see it all the time. You see people say, "Oh, I play Final Fantasy except for the MMOs," or "I only play the MMOs."
Yeah, that's true.
It doesn't seem like there's a ton of people who... I mean, I know there is, but it doesn't always feel like there's a ton of people who cross over. And that's where that comes from. A lot of people who played 14, they have an attachment to their job because it was their job in 11, or maybe or tactics or something like that. And less people who are like, "Oh, yeah, I would love to see that character." Keep that shit in Dissidia.
No, but see, this is a great precedence, because then they can have like more people coming in. Like,
I don't want more people.
You could be fighting alongside Cloud. Well, Cloud would probably be a quest giver or whatever.
I would have tolerated Gilgamesh. There's precedent for it in other FF games.
Yeah. I'll accept Gilgamesh. Is it weird that elements of other Final Fantasy games end up coming into 14? Like, part of me thinks that, okay, Final Fantasy 14 is just the Final Fantasy games where other Final Fantasy games come to die. You know, like, we've seen Lightning, we've got the Crystal Tower from 3. I'm sure that there are more references.
There are references. There's tons of musical references.
Yeah.
That are awesome. Like when we do the Fate where it's the battle on the big bridge and they play that music.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
Blatant, like, subtlety is key.
Yeah, right.
A little bit of subtlety.
Yeah.
Just like those random music, like when you do the one fight where you're like protecting the girl in the street and like they want to beat you up over it.
Yeah.
Right. There's a musical cue there. That was awesome.
Right.
This is painful.
Yes.
This is lowest common denominator shit.
So what do you guys think about the crossover stuff that's going to be coming out for 11 and Dragon Quest? Have you guys seen any of that?
I have. Yeah, it's...
Is that running still?
Yeah, 11 is still running.
I got like 5 people online.
They're going to have Dragon Quest givers in 11. There's going to be some kind of Shantoto Fate with a minion that you can get for 14. And then they're doing something in... what's the online Dragon Quest? Is that 10?
Yeah.
10.
Yeah, and they're doing a bunch of stuff in Dragon Quest 10 that's going to cross over to both 11 and 14. But I think that's a crossover that I can actually get into. One, because I played 11, and you know, not just to be selfish, but I think that a character like Shantoto can bring something to the universe of 14, whereas I'm not sure that Lightning has that same effect.
Like, I guess I can see that. Like, characters like Prish and Almia would be sweet.
Mm-hmm. Just to have maybe this like a walk-on appearance, you know?
Maybe this isn't me hating the idea. Maybe this is me hating Lightning.
I think it is. Yeah. I think it has way more to do with the character that they chose.
So basically, you'd be okay if instead of Lightning was fighting alongside of us, we had Locke from Final Fantasy VI fighting alongside of us.
Locke I wouldn't like either. I wouldn't be happy with Locke. Like, 8's my favorite. I wouldn't be happy with Squall.
I think they should just throw caution to the wind, throw in every single Final Fantasy reference they can possibly imagine, have Final Fantasy
just go
14,
ape shit with it.
14 be like the vortex of all Final Fantasies.
Strangely enough, I kind of agree. If you're gonna do it, go all the way.
Go all in. Have Kefka's Tower from Final Fantasy.
Why not?
Yeah, no. Right.
I think
fight in the crater.
Maybe I just feel like 11's okay because it's the other MMO.
Right.
It's the other game that was built around these same concepts. And 11 also has kind of precedent for alternate realities and stuff dropping and stuff like that.
What about Dragon Quest X?
I have not played a lot of Dragon Quest.
Well, no. I'm just saying, like, as a tie-in.
Oh,
in 14 as a cross pro.
I think it's weird. It's a whole different series.
Yeah,
I don't get it.
I do think it is a little bit weird. I don't think it's bad. I don't think I'll do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't make me hate it like the Lightning event.
You get to dress up like a slime.
Yeah, you get a slime minion out of it, and I don't know what else comes out of it. They just started talking about it this past week, so we're just starting to see some of the screenshots that come out of that are going to come out of that cross promotion campaign.
I don't know. I just think it's kind of tacky.
I kind of agree.
That's tacky.
I agree.
The Lightning event's okay, but that's tacky. Okay.
Funny.
Can we get on to the next subject, please?
Okay. Next subject, how awesome Lightning is.
Oh my God.
As a character. She grows so much. Especially when she realizes that the Fal'Cie treat them like pets.
Now you're asking me to recall actual parts of that game, which I don't.
Yeah, I just now remember that Fal'Cie is a word from that game.
Yeah,
Been a while.
I was like Fal'Cie. Oh yeah, that's right. They say that over and over and over.
I
again.
saw this video on YouTube the other day, and it was just a compilation of the final boss battle musics from all the original Final Fantasies.
Yeah,
so I think it was 1 through 13 too, and like it had a picture of like the final boss from 13, and I'm like, oh yeah, that thing.
I did not get that far.
Oh, I beat the
totally
game.
Did not.
I beat the game and was pissed off like everyone else.
I liked it.
You really? The end of 13?
The end?
Yeah, the piss poor ending.
No, not the end. I like the battle system.
Press X to win.
Yeah,
There's a little more than that. You have to press R1 also,
Well,
or is it L2? I think we're getting sidetracked.
yeah, I think we're getting off subject. Okay, on to the next. On to more important matters. Oh, on to awesome matters.
On to the next. So the last time that we were here and doing the show, we took a look at BG's Twintania kill.
Still our favorite soundbite.
Yes, and I need to make a soundboard for this. I really do. Just because I want that orgasmic soundbite they're like at my fingertips all the time.
That's all people are gonna hear. Like if you ever go back to bleeping cuss words, you can just put that over it instead.
God, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing any of that. But the last episode, Juxta, you had made mention when we watched the Twintania kill video that there were indeed no warriors that were present in that party. Well, I've got a little video here that was posted. Was posted over to. I picked it up from Reddit, but I don't know where else it was. It had floated around. This is a Twintania kill with a warrior main tank. So let's.
Do you feel justified now?
I do feel justified.
That they were playing Titania hard mode?
It's going to be a very short video.
All right, let's see. Let's get some volume here. We won't sit through the entire 15-minute long video. But we'll just pop it up here to the important part.
Death sentence soon.
Death sentence, there it is.
Man, look at all those shiny
Freeze,
weapons.
There are a lot of them.
Don't move near it. That was such bad way to run, man.
In theory, it should be all of them.
Let's go. Keep focus. Death sentence soon. Fuck! I'm eating.
Monitoring. Healing through.
I'm getting out. Limit break.
I did. GG, guys. GG. Nice kill.
Yes! Oh my god, you guys, yes! Watch the cutscene. Fuck. You go, that game, fuck, we hadn't even seen that face before. I want to fuck you in your anus right now. Holy shit.
There's another soundbite I want. I want to fuck you in your anus right now. Oh, they had a Dragoon in there, too.
Yeah, they did have a Dragoon. But, dude, look at that fucking epic warrior. That dude is a fucking G.
Warrior tank. Oh, yes!
That's so fucking impressive. To be able to do that with a warrior pre-buff, god damn, dude.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It is. It's very impressive. So, congratulations to those dudes out on the Behemoth server. I'm trying to find the name of your free company, and now, of course, I can't. Sucks. But congrats, guys! Woo!
Yay!
Oh, here it is. Seeking Company was the name of the free company. So congratulations to them clearing turn 5 coil with a warrior main tank. Good
hard
show.
mode.
Good show. Hard mode. So there you go. See, warriors can be useful even before getting all that nice new stuff.
Congrats.
That's right. Shut the fuck up.
See, that's my problem. Like,
okay, here we go.
I don't really care about the whole warrior. Like, I tried to. It was really forced. The whole warrior versus paladin thing. It was just really forced.
It's not even a competition.
This is now what he says. Now the warriors are getting buffed.
No, it's. I mean, I'll still like put forth a token effort, but it's just paladin. It's just not who I am. Maybe when.
So
maybe
who
when
are
Ninja
you,
comes.
Juxta?
I think Ninja right now. I mean, that's what I'm looking forward to. Maybe Fencer, if that ever comes out, because that's kind of red mage-ish. But yeah, I mean, right now I don't have a job identity. It's depressing. I know you guys feel for me. I appreciate it.
Help Juxta out, guys. He needs an identity.
Yeah, that's as Overlord. Give me better jobs. We don't care about end game content. No one cares about that. We need more jobs.
I vote he's no longer Overlord.
I do think you're right that
Overworld.
we do need more jobs desperately.
Yeah. But again, like we were talking about earlier, if you go back to 11, that's something that would have been first expansion.
Right.
So
you're right. Well,
I don't want to wait that long.
Well, who does?
I am excited to see Ninja. You know, we did get a little bit of a notice that Ninja would be coming down the pike at some point. And I don't know. What do you think is going to specialize that? What do you think is going to like really make that class special? I don't think that they're going to add katanas as
Shurikens.
necessarily.
Shurikens
right.
round two.
Shurikens. Yep, we're on the same track as FF11. That's the secret of ninjas. The Shurikens.
Shit.
But no, I don't think that they would go as far as to add katana, because I mean, like, really, what do you do? Like, if ninja is your advanced job, what's the base class that starts using katanas?
Right. I
actually think that the specialty skill or thing that they're going to be able to do is dual wield. That the class is going to be able to dual wield, and then the advanced job will be.
I think they'll put katanas in, but it'll just be like sword. Like, it won't actually be like its own new weapon class. It'll just be swords that are called katanas.
Yeah, no, I could see that. Yeah, totally. I could totally.
Or the
see
daggers that paladins can use.
Yeah.
Stupid daggers.
Have you ever used a dagger, Juxta?
Yes, for like 5 levels, because it was more base damage and less delay than like my current sword that was awesome looking.
Because that makes total sense.
I know, it's stupid. I don't like it. This is why I'm not a paladin.
But you are a paladin.
I am a paladin, but this is why I don't.
That's why he doesn't want to be a paladin.
Right. Paladins don't use daggers.
So level something else.
They have to come out with it first. I'm leveling monk to see if that sticks with me, but I don't think it's gonna.
No.
I like punching things, so that's fun.
You know,
if only monk was any good at it.
1.0 monk was just a beast, because you got like 4 hits out of one action. It would hit 4 different fucking times. It was ridiculous. Monk was so OP in 1.0.
Well, see, I'm kind of hedging my bets that because we're like ragging on Monk so much, they're gonna give it a buff in
at some point,
2.1. So that way,
that's why Juxta always plays the jobs we make fun of. He's actually just ahead of the curve.
I'm actually kind of surprised that you haven't tried Archer or Bard yet.
I heard that they're going to nerf Bard, so I don't want to play.
You'd be behind the curve if he played Bard.
See, that doesn't make sense.
Well, first of all, Bard has the hat, so you would have the hat. You'd have the hat covered. And the second thing is I have heard less about the Bard nerf officially. I've heard way more about boosts and buffs that other classes are going to get than I've heard about a Bard nerf.
I'm just so worried because Bard does so much damage and makes everyone better that they have to be on the nerf bat. They're getting up to bat. I mean,
yep, they're on the Ranger bandwagon.
I just can't see it not getting nerfed from what I've heard. Yeah. So I mean, if they don't, then that'll be great, and maybe I'll pick it up later. But I just don't see it. You know,
I guess I think that balancing in this game has been less of an issue than in other MMOs.
If they balance everyone up to Bard level...
See, that's what I'm thinking.
Then that would be fine.
That's what I'm thinking. I think other jobs will get boosts that bring them up to Bard level as opposed to Bard getting a huge nerf.
Possible, but this is Square Enix we're talking about.
It's true.
He'll wait till December 14th and find out for sure.
Yeah. Before I commit any levels to it, we'll see how we go.
All right, that's going to be it for the second part of this very first episode of Limit Break Radio. Check back next week, next Monday, for part 3 of our very first inaugural episode of Limit Break Radio, A Radio Returns. My name's Aniro. I want to thank you for joining us. Catch us next week for Escalia, Ryumasa, and Juxtaposition. I'm Aniro Grigori. Thanks for listening. Limit Break Radio is a production of LimitBreakRadio.com and Bender Media Productions. Final Fantasy XIV is a trademark of Square Enix. Opening music in this episode from Daniel Lambie. Listen to Man with the Machine Gun and other great tracks at Facebook.com/Daniel Lambie Metal Gamer. Closing music provided by Husky by the Geek. Listen to this and other great Final Fantasy XIV covers at Facebook.com/Husky by the Geek. Limit Break Radio and its hosts are solely responsible for its content.